morning. It's day 19. It's a Thursday. Heading into Nebraska today. Nebraska is going to be state number 47. Great weather right now. Just a little bit of a breeze, sunny, and probably in the mid-upper 40s. Great sleeping last night because there was virtually nobody here. So it was nice and quiet. Comfortable night's sleep, and I'm looking forward to today's ride.
I tell you, when the sun is out and it's warm and there's no wind and nice road like this, it's hard to beat motorcycling. It's just a ton of fun. Maybe it's just having had a good night's sleep, but it certainly puts me in a good mood and seems like a great thing to be doing for a Thursday morning. I'm going to follow Route 6 most of today, stay off the interstate. My GPS indicates it's only a 4-hour trip by using Route 6, so it shouldn't be too bad. Especially at 244 miles, it's got to be pretty close to highway speeds anyways. I'm an hour into this morning's ride, and the scenery is virtually unchanged. Occasional little farming towns, most part just straight 2-lane. Most of these little towns are built around these grain silos, and they'll have a gas station, maybe a small grocery store. It's actually bigger than most. Maybe it's because 385 crosses here. The nice thing about being off the interstate is that you do get the little towns, so you get to slow down a little bit and relax while you ride through it, so I don't mind it at all. Of course, they didn't leave a good shoulder for me to pull off, so I had to park a little bit away from it in order to get a picture of Nebraska, the good life, home of Arbor Day. This is state number 47, Nebraska. So it's goodbye, Colorado. Hello, Nebraska, state number 47. Just have Iowa to go. This is the town of Imperial, Nebraska. A little over 2,000 people live here, 2,071 according to the sign. This is Winetta, Nebraska. 625 people. Just entered the central time zone. So they do here what they did down in Kansas, which is the line runs not on a state border, but runs right through the state. There it goes. Just lost an hour. It was 10:14, now it's 11:14. So 2 hours and 20 minutes to go to my destination. What is that, you might ask? Where am I going? Well, what is the name of this place? It's called Pioneer Village. Pioneer Village is close to the Fort Kearney State Recreation Area where I hope to stay tonight. But when I was looking at things to do in Nebraska, this Pioneer Village caught my eye. One benefit of running from west to east is with the prevailing westerly winds, they tend to be behind me more than in front of me, like they were when I was going west. So the wind is fairly strong right now, but it's out of the north-northwest and I'm headed east, so it's somewhat on the side, but it's slightly behind me, and that being slightly behind me makes a huge difference. I can certainly hear the wind, and occasionally it will take strong gusts, but it's not consistent. Now that can obviously change because it's prevailing westerlies. It's not always westerlies, but I suspect that over the next few days, for the most part, the wind is going to be more behind me than in front of me. I'm just outside the town of McCook, Nebraska, and they've got this nice little park here where you can actually camp for up to 3 days for free, courtesy of the town of McCook. Isn't that great? They have water here, power. It's right off the main drag, but it's well maintained. And if it were closer to where I was going to stop tonight, I'd absolutely stay here. So kudos to McCook, Nebraska. So I stopped at the park and had a little snack in the shade of the tree. Wish more towns in America would do stuff like this. And it's well maintained too, so it's really nice. locomotives, double-decker intermodals. It's still going. It's got to be a long train. That Ford diesel's pulling it. I made over 1,200 miles since I turned around and started heading east when I was in Nevada. So I am over a quarter of the way back to the east coast of the United States. This is the warmest it's been on my trip so far. It's 83 degrees Fahrenheit and it feels like it. It's a general store. Day 20, heading down into Kansas again. My second trip into Kansas. See the geographic center of the United States. Apparently there's a placard down there. It's above the U.S. Geological Service. So I think that'd be kind of cool, given that I've done the four corners, to do the geographic center. It's 82 miles, an hour and a half away. It's a little past 8 in the morning. And then I hope to head over to Iowa. I'm going to head south and east. So I'm going to get back onto US 10. Alright, back into Kansas for a few miles. The geographical center of the 48 contiguous states. Lebanon, Kansas. So that was fun. Kind of a cool place, just like that park up in Madawaska, Maine, Four Corners Tour Park that I happened upon. This is equally, it's neat. I mean, there's nothing here other than a few little mementos, but it's cool. So I'm glad I made it. So here I am, the geographic center of the United States. If you look off in that direction, that's the Northwest. That is Blaine, Washington. If you look over in this direction,
head southwest. Keep going that way, you run into San Ysidro, California. This direction, that's southeast. You fly as far as you can in the contiguous 48 states, you'll reach Key West, Florida. And finally, in that direction, the direction I'm headed in, northeast. You fly as far as you can in the contiguous 48 states, reach Madawaska, Maine. I've been at all 4 of those spots, and now I've been here at the center of the United States. I've been at 47 of the 48 states, but one state has eluded me. That would be Iowa. I am headed to Iowa right now. So that was a mistake. There was a 1 mile of dirt road to get to hard packed gravel, and I thought the road was dry, and it wasn't. It was muddy, and very quickly I got myself into trouble because the tires loaded up with mud. I went down, didn't hurt myself as far as I know, pulled most of my gear off, got the bike up, and then rode forward and went down again. Hadn't put my stuff back on the bike, so I've been hand carrying it back up to the where the dry spot is. So here's the second problem where I fell. Just it's mud. I mean, it's like grease, and my bike is way up there. Everything seems to be okay. The bike seems to be running all right. Just full of mud. I'm full of mud. If I'd known it mud, I never would have done it. I thought it was just a gravel road. So hopefully I can extricate myself here. Have a couple bags that I need to still carry right there with my helmet. Back up to the bike, make sure everything is okay, and then try to head east again. I made it back to the road. I'll put all my stuff back on. I think I dented my side case and it's got a split in it, but it should be okay to get me back home to Connecticut. Got to find a town where I can spray off all the dirt and the mud on me and the bike. But I'm still going to be on a gravel road, but at least this road is dry and it's well maintained, so hopefully put this little adventure behind me. The bike seems like it's otherwise okay. Crash bar took some of the hit, but it looks like it's maintained its integrity, which is a good thing. Protected the tank, which is a good thing, and the casings and all that. So I got mud down in the bash plate. I've tried to knock some of that out as much as I can. I'll wash that all off when I get to a car wash somewhere. Okay, here we go. This is the road I'm going to get onto. There's only been one car that passed, and they didn't bother slowing down when they saw me working on my bike. But that's the only car I've seen in the last hour on this road. So it's AA and 120. Welcome to Kansas. And the wind is still blowing like stink. After that little adventure in Kansas, I'm back in Nebraska, the good life. I have 190 miles to go. As soon as I get into a little town, I gotta find out where I can wash this bike off and wash me off. And try to push that dent out on my side case. Not that the chain was down in the mud, but there's certainly a lot of mud on it from the tires flipping mud off. So I just cleaned the chain nicely this morning. I want to spray that chain off and re-lube it. My tires just completely loaded up with that mud. I mean, there was no traction left, so I'm not surprised after the bike went down, not surprised in looking at it, that it wasn't able to shed the mud, and as a result I had zero traction from the tire. Not that it's the tire's fault, but it's several inches thick and just terrible stuff. Never would have gone down that road if I had known it was like that. It didn't look like that. It looked a little damp, but then I started spinning about a third of a mile in, and then the rear end started fishtailing, and I realized that I was starting to get in over my head.
I saw it was only a mile, and I thought, okay, well, I've handled dirt roads more than a mile before, so that wasn't a big deal. The thing that I didn't know that it was soupy mud, not really a gravel road. I stopped at Hebron, Nebraska, at a self-serve car wash there, and spent $5 worth of quarters to spray down the bike, and I needed all $5 of it to get it clean, soaped off, and then rinsed off my pants and my boots. Everything was just covered with mud, and then I took it out where it was dry and redressed the chain. So that's good. I had a dent in my side case, knocked that dent out. Originally thought I had a crack in it, but I don't see it when I push the dent out, so I'll have to look at it a little bit more closely, but I may have been able to save the case, which would be great. Fueled up, had a little snack. 129 miles to go to Iowa. Really lucked out. I mean, it was a fair amount of work. Probably took me an hour and a half to extricate the bike and all my gear, and then another hour or so to wash it and get myself settled in. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm on the road again. Learning experience, that's what I call it, a learning experience. I decided to take a short detour. I saw a sign for Homestead National Historic Park. It's only 3.5–4 miles off the route that I was taking to Iowa. It's 2:16 in the afternoon. I've only got about an hour and a half to get to my destination, assuming that the weather holds. So I'm going to go check this out. It's like too good of an opportunity to pass up. Homestead National Historic Park. Heritage Center. This log cabin was built in 1867 by a homesteader. 14 by 16 feet long. Family of 12 lived in this house at one point. Imagine that. What a gem of a historic national park. Didn't know it was here. Learned a lot about homesteading in the United States. The displays were really well done. The little video that they had there was really well done. Just what a gem. I just tripped over it. I wasn't really expecting it or planning it, but saw the sign, and it's only 4 miles off of my route. So I went here, and boy, am I glad I did. All right, I'm about ready to cross the Missouri River from Nebraska into Iowa. Don't know whether I'm going to be able to stop and take a picture, because there's only a handful of bridges that cross in this area. And this is more of a highway than a byway. So there it is, the Missouri River, dividing line between State 47, Nebraska, and State 48, Iowa. And I don't even see a sign. Boy, that's kind of sad. Buckle up, Iowa, it's our law. That's the only thing they tell you when you cross their border. Welcome to Iowa. Kind of a bleak entrance to a grand finale.